Hey guys, how's everyone going? It's your boy M.K.S here on 9th August 2020. Hope everyone's well. Sorry, still gonna repeat now. It's been a mixed day for me. I think the weather has been quite nice, but apparently a storm is coming. So, and unfortunately, I wanted Celtic to win, and we as a fan only drew. So I'm a bit disappointed about that. Fairly disappointed about that. Going to speak properly as usual. But anyway. Anyway, so this video, I hope it doesn't offend anyone, but it came to me as an idea because I was speaking to this Christian person, or two Christian people, who were saying that God is not like a genie. And I was thinking, again, I hope God doesn't get offended by this video, but I was thinking how cool it would be, as the title suggests, if God was a genie. And so anyway, this video and these 3-part videos are about what I would ask for if God was a genie, or if life itself had a shopping list or a wish list, if God sort of gave you whatever you wanted. Well, this is going to be a cleaner version for YouTube, so I'm probably not going to include some of the things I would ask for, but well, I'm definitely not going to include some of the things I would ask for, because I'd probably get demonetized before I've even started. So anyway, but this is, as I say, the cleaner version for YouTube. So I suppose it's one way of saying, I suppose there's many ways of saying the same thing, which is like what I would ask for, what I'd want for my dreams, or what I'd ask for if life had a shopping list. Imagine if life had a certain shopping list and you can ask for whatever you wanted. Anywho, so I'm going to crack on with the list. So first of all, I'd say in the story of the genie of like Aladdin, which the only story I can think of which has a genie, Aladdin's given 3. Apparently, I used to look like Aladdin, someone used to say, but when I had hair, probably. Or more of it at least. But Aladdin, and maybe if I had a shave as well, Aladdin was given 3 wishes by the genie, and he was told he can't ask for any more. He can't bring back people from the dead, as the genie said, because it's not a pretty sight, and he can't make anyone fall in love. I think is the only other thing they can't ask for, or the genie can't make anyone fall in love. So I was thinking, if I only had 3 wishes, it would probably be 1. From a selfish point of view, I'd probably say 1, to have a life worth living, or well worth living. Let's say well worth living, to have a life well worth living. 2, secondly, to be happy overall, which I suppose goes hand in glove with the first one. I suppose that would kind of, because a life worth living, or a life well worth living, I'll say, I'm not sure why I did that in quotation marks, but that would obviously entail having good health and being happy overall, and that sort of thing. Yeah, so to have a life well worth living overall, and well in block capitals. And I'll say secondly, to be less selfish, actually, for everyone to have a life worth living, or all living things to have a life worth living. And number 3, to be as free as a living thing can be, to have as much freedom as possible. So those are the 3 wishes I would ask for if I only had 3 wishes. But as I normally do my 30-point list, I'm going to say what I would wish for if I had 30 wishes. So here goes. Number 1, I suppose, on a note which I just mentioned about Celtic drawing, and how that's put us a bit further back, put us back in the league, because we were like top of the league for a while. So and it's an important year for Celtic. So like for Celtic to get 10 in a row, 10 league titles in a row, which is really important for us. As a fan. But yeah, so I suppose number 1 would be for the teams I love to win mostly, like Italian football to win the most as a national team, Italian clubs to win the most club team level, and Celtic to be the most successful in Scottish football. That's a difficult one. If I only could choose one of those, I suppose, because I'm being a bit greedy picking 3. But yeah, the teams I support, or teams I love winning most of their games, I think the most important one probably would be the national team winning, and secondly, the Italian club teams winning, and then third, Celtic would be the most successful in Scotland. That would be a close third, so they'd be very close to each other. But Italy win the most World Cups as well, and be the most successful international team. Would slightly just shade the other 2 things. But anyway, sorry. So secondly, to learn all I need to know to be happy, obviously, and to work on my projects, and I call them our projects, because hopefully build a team to support these groups I've talked about supporting, like what I call the 4 and things like that. Number 3, again, to be as free as a living thing can be. Number 4, for God to bless what I call the 4, which I've talked about before. Again, please check out who are the 4 if you don't know what they are. But also, like, again, this would probably be a bit of a dilemma, because possibly I'd ask for peace and quiet, or peace in my life, like to avoid confrontation or violence or anything like that, to like have as much peace as possible, peace and quiet, and be able to focus on my goals. And whilst I would love to have company, I'd also probably kind of love to be independent and live alone in a way, because then I wouldn't have any distractions or noise. I'd be able to focus on the charity work I want to do and things like that, and the other goals that I've got. I suppose that's quite greedy. So if I had to pick one of those, I think I'd ask for God to bless what I call the four. Actually, that would slightly shade having peace and quiet in my life would be close, because when I think about it, one of the main reasons why I love to have peace and quiet in my life is because I would love to support what I call the four and other groups like that. Number 5, also to bless other groups which I support, as well as my family and friends, to also bless like Ireland and Latin America, and that sort of thing. Number 6, to help me to do the best I can in life and to reach my full potential in helping others and that sort of thing. Number 7, again, to have like peace of mind, to be relaxed, but also able to be active enough to help other people. And I suppose the most important thing you can ask for in life is to have a life worth living, or well worth living, or to be happy as much as possible, and healthy and things like that. So, but again, I suppose if I had to choose one of those, I suppose it'd be to be happy overall, because that probably means I'd be healthy and have a life worth living as well if I was happy, if you know what I mean. For me to be happy, I'd have to have those other things. Number 8, for God to love me and to make me loved and all that sort of thing. I suppose most important for God to love me, and then afterwards for other people to love me as well, or to be loved by my dog and things like that as well, or even to be loved by animals maybe, generally speaking. Like sometimes dogs and cats and other pets can be more loving than people, I suppose. Number 9, to bless my writings and my works and my actions, and help me to be happy with to do writing that I'm happy with. I think especially on the 9th, because 9 is like, as I've talked before, I have patterns. So 9 reminds me of paperwork, because it's like, 9 reminds me of a backwards P. So it reminds me of papers and paperwork. So normally on the 9th, I talk about my paperworks, or I'd like to do more writing, but I'd love God to help me to do at least an hour writing a day and enjoy it and be happy with what I write and be able to make the best possible use of it, and to make that writing help as many people as possible, and also bring me joy as well as them, and vice versa as well. And also helping me to prioritize. Again, I'm probably being a bit greedy, asking for more than one thing for each point, but I'm supposed to be able to prioritize my time and my effort and my energy, and who I want to help and why, and that sort of thing. And number 10, to make the most use of my life and my time. Again, helping other people as much as possible as well, and especially young people, children, animals, and that sort of thing, and disabled people and disadvantaged people. The poorest 10%. What's wrong with my speech? The poorest 10% of people in all possible countries. I don't know why whenever I make these YouTube videos, I always like to stutter or mispronounce very simple words. But yeah, so to help the poorest 10% of people in all possible countries, children and animals, and that sort of thing. Yeah, I think that covers everything. As ever, I'd love to know what you think. Yeah, hopefully I wasn't boring. Hopefully you found at least some of those ideas interesting. I know I kind of cheated a bit, because I said cheated, if you like, but by saying more than one thing for each point. But yeah, so those are the first, not necessarily in order of importance, but those are 10 things I'd ask for. And again, because certain numbers remind me of certain things, I'm sort of going on certain patterns. Anyway, I think that covers everything. I'd love to hear from you, maybe hear what you would ask for if God, dare I say, was a genie, again, no blasphemy intended, or if God gave you any wish you wanted. Probably you should keep it clean, but it's up to you what you want to write in the comments. As ever, comments are free speech, so you can write whatever you want, as far as I'm concerned. YouTube might be up to date or whatever, but I'm not going to delete anything. So anyway, sorry for waffling. I'm out. Peace out.